Okay, I decided to make another video because I'm on my way back home. I picked up the chicken. This is probably gonna be a video uploaded the next day because I just wanna, do this. Again, another 18 minutes. I am a talker. I love that I can put a set 18 minutes and the timer closes it out because I know that I was like, all right, I gotta speed it up. All right. I think today I want to talk about like just tapping into your potential and just like getting that belief and kind of giving some more like story of like how I became the person that I am. So I'm about to drive now, so I should have probably I should have probably started the video when I was driving. No, that's very irresponsible. Let me just get out of this parking spot. Driving noises, casual driving noises, but yeah. Basically, growing up, I came from a religious background. I went to a religious private school, and goddamn, there's so many people today. Saturdays is really jumping. Okay. Damn, unfortunately, she's cute. Anyway, fuck. Okay. I only have so much time. Yeah, so I grew up in a religious background, private school, like really my entire life until I was 14. And that when I started 9th grade, that was the first time I was in a public school area. I live in a very major city, and so I was closeted from, this American lifestyle for a very long time in my life, and I never really saw much of the world other than what's on like TV or like, just like movies and shit like that on like YouTube. And as far as the person that I was when I was younger, I was very shy, very to myself, very scared, afraid. I had a lot of fear. I didn't want to be around people that I didn't know, and I didn't know a lot of people, so I was really not around a lot of people. I had horrible communication skills because, I became the person that doesn't like to blame other people for, stuff that happened to me, but there are situations where it's just like, okay, I'm like this because of that. And I was not a communicative person because I came from a household that does not communicate, I should say. And B, no one taught me how to communicate, which could kind of coincide with the fact that I come from a family that did not communicate. So how are you as a young lad supposed to learn communication skills when you don't come from a family that has that? And on top of that, going back to the religious school that I went to a religious school. Do you really think they're teaching kids how to communicate their feelings or how to communicate like what they want? No. All that they do there is communicate the religion, communicate what they want you to do. And and you're in a position as a young kid where first you are not supposed to like talk back to teachers or talk back to people who are older than you, try to challenge anybody, like those were the bad kids. And on top of that, like I come from a religion where it's really sit down and shut up and listen. Not that specifically, but basically that. And I think that goes with any religion. Like they don't want you to really think about the things that you're being told. They just want you to conform. And so I grew up in a non-communicative household, and I was a part of a religion that wanted you to conform and not really think about the things that they told you. So on top of that, as far as me, just talking about who I am as a person, I grew up very scared. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of fears, and a lot of that mainly based on religion, just the heaven and hell aspects, especially once I started to realized that, you know, I'm attracted to women, and that was really the kicker. And it sprung up a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety within me, and I literally was like at a really bad spot in my life. Just, it was so bad. LOL. It was so bad. But yeah, I literally came from a background that was like, it is so weird for me to see like how I am today, and because I am nothing like how I was, like actually nothing, like other than like me being like silly, goofy. I've always been like, I love to laugh, but like I never explored that as like a thing that I would like actually do in my life. Like I was not like a, oh haha, let me make all these people laugh, I'm going on fucking concussing because this is ridiculous. All these fucking roads, when do they do this shit? But yeah, I never was somebody who would publicly do these things. I just, you know, I always thought I was funny. I was always nice, which, you know, people take advantage of. And, you know, but I always had like an ego, but I never knew. It was funny because, like, imagine being a nice person, says yes to a lot of things, but like you have an ego that wants you to say no sometimes, but you don't know how to say no, so you always say yes, and then you start like feeling some type of way, and just like all these things. So I grew up very like conservative but it was ironic because I didn't really have a conservative view of the world. Like I was pretty open even before I knew about being gay, because, you know, something about my religion, it was just like, treat people how you would want to be treated. And I took that to heart, and I still to this day do. Like, regardless of how my religion felt about blasphemers, basically anybody that didn't believe in Islam, or, oh my god, bro, like, moving slow as fuck. And then, what did I say? Yeah, blasphemers, or maybe there was a homosexual. Maybe if they was a homosexual, then, you know, they would make fun of them. And then, like, I never was like that. Even before I knew I was gay, I was never like that. I always wanted to treat people how I would want to be treated. And regardless of who the fuck I am, him, they, their, they, Jay, whatever the fuck, like, I'm gonna treat you like a person. And I've always been like that. And it was just so weird to just be in an environment where people would just be like, yeah, like nice and this, that, and the third, but it's like, you don't have to do that if they're not Muslim. And I was just like, huh? Because I thought, like stealing is a sin, right? But they were like, if it's a non-Muslim establishment, you can steal. What? Like, oh, we have loopholes? Like, what? Like, but this is kind of going against the topic, but I just kind of wanted to give some background of like, just like the shit that I've gone through a little bit, and, you know, how weird and also cool it is that I have this mindset. And also, like, I would say, you know, I developed my skills, like my communication skills, through YouTube. Shout out to Tyler Oakley, because he was the first and honestly one of the only YouTubers like I was watching for several, you know, years. And it was just seeing him just sit down in front of a camera and just literally just talk. Like, that's all he did. Well, that's what I remember him at. But he was talking, but he was just, you know, he was just being himself. And, like, you could fucking tell. Like, he was just being himself. He was talking about all sorts of emotions. And I was just like, dude, this is probably, like, the first person in my life. And granted, he's not in my life. Like parasocial, before parasocial was, like, a common word. But he was, like, in my life that, like, actually could talk about how they're feeling, share how they felt. Like, everybody in my life at that time, I would say, it was just so one-dimensional. Maybe some people were a little 2D, some people are a little too deep, you know, and I talked to them, but it was like, the more I started to talk, or the more I started to watch Tyler Oakley, and, you know, started to cling on to his way of like living, and just being able to, like, the things that I developed through watching him, just like being around one-dimensional people that only want to talk about top 40 hits and like cute boys and stuff. Like, maybe granted, like, you know, I never cared about boys, so that could be something, but it was just more so like, who are you, you know? We're sitting at these tables for maybe, 30 minutes to an hour, and it's like, I feel like I don't even know who any of you guys are, right? And so I just kind of like got over just being around people like that, and just, yeah, it was just weird. So I think having more belief in myself, having more confidence in myself, literally, that didn't come until like maybe like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. Dude, what's going on? It took a very long time, and, you know, I'm still not where I could be, but like I have so much more confidence in myself, so much more confidence. Like I talk to people that I've never even, you know, like, I don't even know, right? I'll just bring up a conversation, a random convo. Like the other day, like, I was sitting on the waiting for the L, or the train, or whatever, subway, and I literally saw somebody looking at like what looked to me like options, like options trading. So I looked up, so I reached out to them. I was like, excuse me, do you trade options? And then they were like, I trade futures. And I was just like, awesome, I trade futures too. And it was just like, and we just had a whole conversation until like I had to leave, right? And it was like, I would have never done that in all my years. I would have just like looked at him, stared, thought about it. It was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, and not said a fucking thing. Who the fuck is that? Sorry, I just see a truck that took my parking spot, question mark. Wait, did they? Oh wait, no, they didn't take my park. This is just another fucking truck. Sorry, I got so distracted. It's a green truck. Shit looks ugly. I almost got in a car accident. Dead ass. Took my fucking spot. Can I even fit in this one? I fucking hate trucks. Even though I myself want a truck, I can't stand a truck. Why do you have a full-on pickup truck in the city? Dude, bruh. Like, you're doing the most. You're doing the absolute most. God damn, I'm trying to parallel park, make a video, and keep my train of thought. This is horrible. Okay, let me see. Maybe that. Oh my god, bro. I'm just gonna park in the same spot that I got into a car accident at, because I really cannot multitask right now, or attempt to multitask that shit, because that's way too much. But yeah, hold on, let me just park. Ooh, shit. Did anybody see that? Oopsies. Yo, okay. Anyway, belief in yourself, yes. So I'm actually pan this way because this is good lighting. This is better lighting. So I had to really do a lot of, I guess, soul searching, and really, you know, subconsciously, like not really even thinking about it, just like I subconsciously decided, like, what kind of person do I want to be? And slowly but surely, I just became that person. I remember this YouTube comment that, you know, it was just such a random comment. I can't even remember what video it was on, but it was just this comment that somebody was like, if you're afraid of something, that means you should probably do it. And this is a comment that I saw years ago, but it's a comment that still, you know, it just spoke to me, like in every aspect. It was just like, bro, I need to do that. Like, they're right. And so I just started to do things that was scary. I started to do things that that was only me doing it. You know, a lot of the times when you're a fearful person, you always want to, sorry, somebody was like staring the fuck right at me. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga, like, what you looking at? Anyway, a lot of times when you're a fearful person, you want somebody there to help you, you know, get over your nerves. It's like, okay, well, this is a new environment. I've never done this ever in my life. I want a friend to come here and do this with me. But with the things that I'm interested in and things that I like to do, a lot of my friends aren't interested in those things. So what would I do? Just wait around for them to maybe, you know, be interested in it, or, you know, try to convince them to do something that doesn't resonate with them, but it only resonates with me? Or overcome my fears and start to do them myself, because these are things that I actually want to experience. And that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. Because if I kept on waiting around, I would be waiting forever. And I don't like to wait. I like to fucking go. So I started to just do things that got me out of my comfort zone. And I felt happy. I felt excited, and they excited me. And it made me happy to be the person that I am today. And with that, allowed me to grow into the beliefs that I put in within myself. It made me trust myself a lot more, because it was just like, Khadi, if you want to do something, you've shown me time and time again that you're willing to put in the work to actually get the things that you do. So it's like this belief and trust system that I have within myself, that I built up within these years, that shows and proves to my own self that's like, you can do anything that you put your mind onto. And so all of those things, you know, really led to it. From going to somebody who had no confidence to, you know, all like top of the world. Now it's like people come to me to do something that they're afraid of, because they know that I can do it. I'll talk to anybody. I'll go up to anybody. I'm not afraid of people, unless you have a gun. I'm not afraid of that. Well, you know what I mean? So I'm just happy, and I'm proud. And if you don't believe in yourself, you're not gonna go anywhere. And that's all of this is just to say, please believe in yourself. Build up a system that will make you, your own system, subconsciously believe in yourself without you having to do the extra work. Do small things, increments. It's all about increments. Do better because you believe in yourself. For real. It's real. It's possible. Living proof. And I'm not even nowhere near where I know I'm going to be. So that's what makes me happy. And I'm like, I don't know when this video is gonna end, because I have the timer, so I don't really know. But yeah, I'm happy and I'm proud. That's all I have to say. I'm gay and I'm proud. Same thing. I'm literally gonna keep on talking until this